So as you can see in our dashboard, we put in front of the dashboard right away what we call a recommended workflows. So when you first go in, we ask you a few questions to kind of distinguish yourself. Are you a beginner? Are you intermediate? Or are you an advanced users? Right? If you're a beginner, this series, I recorded this series in a very simplified version Word so that you could easily understand how our workflow can apply to your content and template, right? And then there's intermediate, and then there's advanced. So each we use different kind of language, we use different kind of tonality, and we use different kind of data to kind of showcase how you can utilize our workflow. So I call workflow because that's what we sell. We sell an entire workflow, and that will start with forming a cluster. So you have to be able to determine the main topic that you try to do SEO and all the subtopic that you basically have to cover. The goal in this step is to establish your expertise to Google. And I'm sure you do SEO, you understand EAT, right? Expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And that's a playbook of Google saying that if you try to rank, and if you try to be a quality website that I consider to rank you, you better follow our playbook. And that starts with expertise, right? You have to show Google that you have the expertise needed in order to rank for the keyword or the topic that you have. And that is topic discovery. And the first step, form a topic cluster. What topic cluster is, how it is, watch the videos. I go in very details of how it works. Only after you form a nice and put together topic cluster, you go into finding your ideal keyword. And in here, we integrate how you can utilize our golden filter function. And golden filter function is essentially a very key features that only WriterZen have in the whole market at the moment. You will not be able to find any other keyword tool in the market that have this function. And this will save you so much time. I mean, it saved us 80% of our keyword research process. And in here, we already built in also for you what we call Zen Matrix. A Zen Matrix essentially is a matrix to help you organize the keyword as you do research. But that's get into more of a technical. Please watch the videos in here in order to understand more and how it goes in details. Then only after that, you will start defining a structure of the article that you try to write. And in here also, we introduce you with another key features, and we call it keyword cluster. So once you have a list of keyword that you determine on each of the topic and subtopic, you have to group those keywords into a group of keyword that have potential to rank together. For example, web design in New York and web design in downtown Brooklyn. Those are the two keywords that have different search volume. It's different keyword, but if you search those keywords, very likely that the same results will turn out. And what we do is we find the keyword that have the same result and we group them together. What does it solve? It solves the fact that you now can group the keyword that have high potential to rank together so that you can put them in only one article. So in one article, you are able to, if you rank for one keyword, you will then be able to rank for several keywords as well. This is extremely painful and tedious work that we have to go do back when we were a digital content agency. So that is step 3, okay? Only after you're done with this step, what we call now in the pyramid of SEO campaign, you're done with the research phase. And after you're done with the research phase, you go into then build a content outline, and then you start executing your writing and optimization. So this is an entire recommended workflows that we show for you using WriterZen. Of course, there's other things you have to do when it comes to SEO, like your on-page technical optimization. You can utilize other toolset to do it. And then you have to go and use backlinks and all that stuff. We currently don't support backlinks yet. We may do that in future. We're not sure. There's no promises because we still want to focus on the fact that we want to simplify your content workflow, right? So that is recommended workflow. Please watch this. It's very important that you watch the whole entire series and apply that into your SEO campaign. Okay, so the second thing is, as I was showing in the videos, I will share with you a workflow template, and you can access the template from here, and that's the template form. You click on the template form, you'll be able to see a Figma file that look like this. Give it 1 second. So it looks like this. And this is where we show you a template where you can apply to your own work. And in this template, we have, first of all, the design of the workflow. It starts with research in the bottom, forming a topic, research your keyword, build your article structure, and then to execution, writing and execute, and check and publish. So that's the workflow. And so you can go in here and you see read first. There's some kind of outlines that we kind of highlights we showed to you. And as you can see from here, we break that down into a series of 5 steps, right? Topic discovery, how you can utilize that. You start with topic discovery. You'll be able to see pillar page, subtopic, subtopic 2, subtopic 3. And from there, if you zoom in here, you have a topic cluster strategy booklet by Zen. This is, if you click on this, will bring you to a file. It's a PDF file. I think we wrote like 6 pages on this, where you can read through and understand the concept of topic cluster, why it's important, and how you can kind of utilize that. And then go to second step with Keyword Explorer. This is where we show you all entitled, meaning, and related questions. It's the core of our technology to help you find high-performing keyword using our golden filter here. And so just click on this. There's a long article explaining and show you how to do it. And then there's a Gen Matrix framework that you can click on, and we will also show you, where keywords should belong to what category. And then there's ESKP function. That's one basically a revenue forecast tool that you can click on and read as well. And then the third step would be to import that keyword into Keyword Importer. So watch the videos, you will see how you can use Keyword Importer for this step. And then over here, we have some suggested practice like forming your funnel in top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and then bottom of the funnel. Read all these articles that we have, extremely useful. We already filter out for you what articles that are good and what articles that give you the highest amount of volume of value. Because I know a lot of you feel confused because you don't know where to start, right? You start SEO and you have no idea what does it entail for you to start and what does it entail for you to get it done. And we already filtered out some of the key things that needed, at least in the start of your journey, so that you don't get into that stage of confusion. Because SEO are complicated, right? And then content creator. This is another article where I talk about Google NLP, integration with that, the future of natural language processing. Also over here is how you can utilize our keyword content creator to create a content for you. It's a complex tool, but I will go in detail a bit later of this webinar. And then you use the content creator to kind of, and plagiarism checker in the final step. Again, we have here buyer persona framework. This is where you start to have to build a framework of a persona of a person who you write for, which is your end users, and how to build customer journey map. So it's just very basic, good content strategy and good kind of material for you to utilize, so that when you start writing, you don't feel lost. A lot of people just think, oh, I'm just gonna go in and start writing, and then I throw it on there, I publish, and I wait for it to rank. You need to do research. You need to understand who's your end users. You need to understand your persona and all that stuff. We include that in here. And finally, we have a content writing checklist, a writer's and content writing checklist. This is really, really cool stuff. Click on this. It will lead you into this list. And this is the list where you can utilize before when you start writing any blog post or content. We break the checklist down into 4 segments. First, user-friendly writing checklist. These are all the questions that are asking you about whether or not your content is user-friendly enough. And then SEO writing checklist. This is all the questions about whether or not you have done the necessary SEO work to optimize your content. And then quality content checklist. Just making sure that whatever content that you write are valuable and of high quality to end users. Over here, we have all the sources in tuck for you. You click on this and you'll be able to kind of see other article for you to expand on the list that we write. Everything is already built up inside this tool, right? And that's what differentiates us heavily from other tools. And that's what we feel there's a gap in this market, because most tools don't do this. Most tools don't show users how to do SEO. They just sell you features, and we want to sell you an entire complete workflow. Okay, so that are some of the things in which you can start. And then when you access each of the tool, go inside each of the tool. There's this thing we call textbook mode, and when you turn that on, essentially what it is that now you are able to understand all of the definition of every single features or button or content in here that you may find that you didn't understand just yet. Like here, click on it and you will see the content. But making sure you have to go inside the tool. Some people, when you go in here, you don't really see the textbook mode yet. So you can just simply click here, and once you go inside, the textbook mode is inside, right? And just turn on, and right away you'll be able to see all of the content, the definition that lists out for you in here. All right, so very easy to grasp what terms and what function and what features and what button there is in the tool. Okay, then the final thing is our tutorial library. Just like textbook mode, it only appears when you access inside of the tool. If you click on it, you'll be able to see an entire library of videos that show you guide basically how to step by step to use the tool. And then there's videos to show you some of the key features like Google NLP, AI Assistant in step 1, AI Assistant in step 3. I know it's a bit long, but take your time to get used to the tool. And if you watch through all of this, you basically are past the first stage of SEO. Like from zero, you become a beginner and close to intermediate. Because I pack a lot of knowledge into all these videos for you to kind of utilize, right? So you see, that essentially is overview of what WriterZen is, what we're trying to do, where you can locate all the resources. You go inside. For example, one of the other key thing is in here, our tutorial library. Watch our golden filter videos or cluster videos. That's where I explain in depth on the mechanism behind our very key features and function to help you with your keyword cluster or keyword filtering or keyword research process. Okay, so that's the first two things. I think I went quite a bit long, but I think it's necessary for all of those who are new and have not understand and don't know where to access this yet. All right, so in short, please watch the complete workflows here, and then go into each tool, turn on textbook mode, and then watch our tutorial. Do that first, even before you start anything. Observe in the knowledge, and then from there you will be able to have an idea of how you can build your own workflows on your own SEO campaigns. And you will have a lot of questions, and we're here to help. So any questions you have, then send us over on our support channel. We'll be able to provide you with tools, with knowledge, with snippets of understanding, so that you are able to understand and grasp the concept of our tool. All right? Okay, so that's that for the first.